Let's start with this. When Denver had a 3-0 series lead on the Lakers, well, they started the series at home. They were a 1 seed. The Lakers were a 7 seed. I know you love LeBron and everything, but it made some historic sense. But when the 8 seed Miami Heat playing their way to get into the playoffs is destroying the number 2 seed Boston, it's crazy town. Like, what's... I mean, maybe the series goes 6 or 7, but it's crazy town. The Heat are not as talented. They've got 7 undrafted players, 4 in the rotation. They're not as talented. They're also missing, their best pure shooter, Tyler Hero. He's a 20-point-a-game guy. So the Celtics probably are going to lose this series. It's hard to overcome an 0-3 deficit. But to get swept and routed by Miami, J-Mac talked about it this week, analytically, this series doesn't make any sense. There are no championship teams with 7 undrafted guys, 4 in the rotation. Last night actually felt like some Eastern Conference Finals normalcy. Like Jason Tatum was good. He had a nice second half. Well, he does all the time. The Celtics had 8 blocks, 8 steals, played real defense. Well, that happens all the time. And the Celtics' deeper bench actually delivered. It does all the time. Again, Boston probably doesn't win this series, but it felt like the players took over. I mean, Marcus Smart at one point in the fourth quarter during a timeout took the coach's chair and started talking to the players. These guys have been together for a long time. They were getting embarrassed. Marcus Smart, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum had an off day in Miami. Probably weren't having rum drinks. Sat down and came to terms with, guys, we have the second best coach. We got to take this puppy over. I don't think they can come all the way back and win it. But the entire narrative of the series has been, boy, Boston's coach is over his head. It's not been, Boston just doesn't have enough good players to beat Miami. And when you're not as talented like Miami, there's one way you can win. Jimmy Butler has to be great, and you have to win the intensity and the urgency battle. And last night, did it not feel like Boston backed into a corner in the second half, played harder, played better defense? I mean, that's what it felt like, right? I mean, if you go look at the numbers, Boston shot 50% from the field and 40% from threes. Why? Because they were finally aggressive, drove in, kicked it out, and as they're prone to do all the time, they hit some three-pointers. So this looked like what I thought the series was mostly going to look like, that Boston could go into a Miami. The game is tight, but in the end, a Jason Tatum, a Jaylen Brown, more veteran players, a healthier team, missing Tyler Hero. Miami just doesn't have enough shot makers. I mean, ask yourself, the Celtics have 2 all-NBA players. That, in our lifetimes, is what ends up in the finals. Doesn't always win it, but that kind of team ends up in the finals. The Heat have 7 undrafted guys, 4 in the rotation. That's a team that usually has to, struggle to make the playoffs. And that's exactly what happened to Miami. So they're going to probably still win this thing, although I can't wait for Game 5 in Boston. That is going to be one of the great playoff games. But I thought when you looked at the game last night, Miami's got a way to win, and they didn't bring the energy, and it's really hard. They're pro athletes. They led 3-0. They were at home. You get it, right? You kind of understand this is what it's going to look like. And for the record, here's good news for Boston. In elimination games, I know we can be critical of Jason Tatum, but he's still one of the top 7-8 players in the league. In elimination games, he averages 30 points. They go back to Boston, he'll be comfortable. In these elimination games, he averages 30 points, 9 rebounds, 6.5 assists, and shoots 42% from three-point land. So Game 5 in Boston is going to be one for the ages. My gut feeling this morning is Miami goes back, plays intense basketball, the coaching mismatch resurfaces, and somehow Miami wiggles out of there with a win. Later in the show, we'll talk about this. It's not a small note. Tyler Hero, if Miami gets to the finals, is potentially available. That's not a small thing. The history of the NBA, you usually need 3 stars. Maybe one's a superstar, 2 stars. You got Jimmy's a star, Bam is a high-end player, and Tyler Hero, who played Denver once this year and had a great night. So that's not a small note. Tyler Hero could come back if they get to the finals. And that makes me think Denver and Miami, okay, you got Jokic over here, Jamal Murray, Michael Porter, you got Gordon. On the other side, I got Bam, I got Butler, I got 20-point-a-game Tyler Hero, I got maybe the best coach in the basketball world. Now that's an interesting final. So, I think Miami's going to end this series. My gut this morning is in Boston, but Game 5 just got really interesting, and these are games, Jason Tatum, the numbers tell you, at home, elimination game, he can be pretty good. He was really good in the second half last night. Okay, this is tasty. I want everybody watching or listening right now, I want you to take a deep breath. And this is not tinfoil hat stuff. This is stuff that actually you're going to say, that's crazy. And then in about 3 minutes, you're going to be like, not that crazy. Kevin O'Connor at The Ringer reports, LeBron to the Warriors is something people are talking about. Now, I know what you're saying. Come on, Colin. Did you have a daiquiri before the show? Come on. Yes, the Warriors are already old. Adding LeBron would get them one thing on the road, senior discounts. I admit it. Klay's 33, Steph's 35, LeBron's 38, Draymond's 33. It would feel like they're punting on the future. Oh, wait. They already got rid of Wiseman. They've already punted on their big guy for the future. And they said last week that Klay, Draymond, and Steph is what they're building around. They don't care about their future. The Warriors love high IQ guys, veterans. You have to be on Steph's timeline. You've got to be able to play in their system because it's a high IQ offensive system. Catch and react. LeBron's good at that. And they're also into winning now. It's why they moved off their number 2 pick, James Wiseman. It's why Kuminga, super athletic, doesn't play in the playoffs. I mean, doesn't play. It's about winning now. Now you say, yeah, but what about from the Lakers' perspective? You know that deep breath I told you to take? Take another one. We looked it up this morning. Wiggins, Kuminga, and Jordan Poole. It works. With Rui and AD. Oh, time out. It really works. So my wings would be Rui, Wiggins, and Kuminga. I'll sign up for that. Youth, coachable guys, ascending. My big would be AD near the rim. My guards would be no ego Austin Rivers, the grinder. Little bit of ego, lot of attitude, Jordan Poole. Austin Reeves, excuse me, and Jordan Poole. I can live with that. I mean, the Lakers owner and the GM have had to relinquish power to LeBron James. It's what owners, it's what Pat Riley, it's what Dan Gilbert, it's what you do with LeBron. They'd get it back. Kuminga, Wiggins, Jordan Poole, Austin Reeves, AD, and the owner and the GM, Rob Pelinka, now run the franchise again. Think it's crazy? You could talk yourself into that. The Warriors, here's 2 things we know about them. They are into winning now. That's why they bailed on Wiseman. That's why Kuminga doesn't play. They're into winning now. By the way, Draymond, Klay, Steph, LeBron, Looney. That's arguably better than the team they had now. And Rui, Reeves, AD, Wiggins, Poole, Kuminga. Say what you want. What have I talked about with LeBron and AD? They were perfectly suited 3 years ago. But LeBron's now down to 55 to 60 regular season games a year. Same for AD. They often miss the same night. You need more dudes. Can't go into a game with Austin Reeves and Rui on the road in Denver with a chance. The organization would get the power back and a future. The Warriors would get one of the smartest players ever. Draymond Green and LeBron are tight. LeBron has said publicly, I would love to play with Steph. He said it, 1 or 25 times. Well, Golden State would be punting on the future. They already have. That's why Kuminga didn't play and Wiseman's gone. That's why they've talked about moving Moody and Poole. They're not about the future. New England at the end, that was one of Tom Brady's frustrations. Give me guys who can get open now. LeBron wants to play with ballers now. You watch Steph against Sacramento, best player in the series. LeBron watched that too. You think on off nights LeBron wasn't watching Steph Curry? He knows Draymond Green's an elite defender, so he didn't have to guard guys in the wing. Draymond will do that. Looney will do the rebounding. LeBron essentially would take over in the Wiggins spot. They'd be better. Kuminga didn't play in the playoffs anyway. So you'd be, I don't know. I've heard crazier things. I have heard crazier things. All you blogs looking for content, why don't you print that one? That'll get you some clicks. I don't know. Kevin O'Connor at the Ringer. You've got people sniffing around.